What's up? Happy Friday. Y'all know it's my favorite day of the week, right? Happy Friday, happy Friday, happy Friday to everybody. How y'all doing? How y'all doing? How y'all doing? Baby, I'm so glad today is Friday. I'm good this morning, like, okay. It was like, I don't know. I was so happy that today was Friday because this has been a very, very long week. So, yes, I'm ready to get into the weekend. I'm feeling a little bit better. I got some things that I need and want to do. So, I'm happy that I feel better enough to do it. And yeah, but how y'all doing? Again, happy Friday. Let's go ahead and speak to everybody. Let's speak to everybody. I hope you guys are on your way to work or you're already at work. You're getting your coffee and or tea like me over here, honey, and getting or got where you need to be. Let's go ahead and speak to everybody. All right. Shirley Terry, good morning. Good morning. Good morning, Mary Giles. Good morning, Kim Naughton. Good morning, Deborah Johnson. Good morning, Felicia. Erica Butler. Good morning, Audra Williams. Good morning. C. Lewis. Good morning, Denise Slay. Good morning. Lana Thomas. I'm sorry, Lisa Bell. Good morning. Say happy Friday. Okay. Yes, Miss Pruitt. Good morning. Gail West. Good morning. Daisy Lewis. Good morning. Let's keep going. Cassandra D is in the building. Good morning. Laura Eden is here. Good morning. Angela Cuff is here. Tanya Biggins is here. Shirley Terry is here. Angela Kelly is here. Phyllis McCrary is here. Big Steak is in the building. Brown Eyes is here. Ronnie is here. Good morning. Good morning. Bridget J is here. Cheryl Williams is here. Alexis Hardiman is here. Good morning. D Nice is in the building. Good morning. Betty Brockington is here. Tabitha Lester is here. Good morning. Tam C is here. Deborah Adams is here. Shaquanda is here. Good morning. Denise Johnson is here. Marion's Favorites is here. Judy Brown is here. Good morning, Ebony. Good morning. Good morning. What happened is here. Good morning. What happened? Greatness Love is in the building. Good morning. Pamela Williams is here. Darnette Garner is here. Nikki B is here. Carletta Passmore is here. Bernice Farmer is here. Playtime is in the building. IH 1357 is here. Good morning. Cynthia Williams is here. Mia MJ, hi. Okay. It's been a while. Thanks for coming by. Angie B is here. Good morning. Alfreda Johnson is here. Vernetta Allen. Evans. Look at me, child. Y'all know I mess up a name. Vernetta Evans. Good morning, ma'am. Maria Perry is here. Nikki B is here. Joyce S. Pick is in the building. I says, it's good to see you feeling better. Okay, yeah, I'm feeling a little better. We still getting over a little hump, but I'm here. Say we love you. Aw, y'all know I love y'all. Okay, I really do. All right, let me give y'all an air hug this morning. All right, let's see. Hold on. Let me kick some people out right quick. Hold on. Let me kick some people out right quick. Hold on. None of y'all in the chat. Y'all good, okay? Y'all good. Y'all good. Hold on. Hold on, honey. Let's see. Y'all, my computer did an update, so y'all forgive me, all right? Because I got stuff all over the place. Jesus. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. I got to do this, honey. Because I know I'm going to be talking about something this morning. And the hoses in the bushes. So yeah, I got to do my big one. All right, give me a second. Yep. Because I ain't got time this morning, honey. No, God. I ain't got time. I know they in there, honey. No, Lord. All right, let's see. Boom. All right, and boom. Okay, there we go. Look at me. Yeah, honey. All right, let's get it. Boom. Good morning. So everything said in the video is alleged, in my opinion, and is used for fair use and entertainment. I see you, Darnette Gardner. Tiffany Thomas is in the building. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning to everybody. Let's get into it. Y'all know we have politics first. We don't have a lot of politics, but we just, have a few topics. Why are my eyes running, y'all? Ooh, I'm trying to be cute, put my little makeup on this morning a little bit. All right, so let's get into politics. All right, let's share so you guys can see what's going on. All right, trying to be cute for y'all a little bit on a good Friday, honey. My damn sinuses want to act up. All right, so Megan Kelly, honey, I don't know if she should have told this, y'all. I was like, girl, shut your ass up. You a snitch. I don't want you on the chopping block. They already got rid of Epstein's ass. Now you out here telling all the damn secrets. But Megan Kelly, honey, says that she did not really think of Jeffrey Epstein as a pedo before hearing of about disturbing footage because a trusted source told her that he was more into 15-year-olds, barely legal type. When the 15-year-olds become barely legal or become legal at all? You can't even put legal when it comes to 15-year-olds because that's not even a thing. Not 8-year-old kids. Let's hear this shit, y'all. I said, ooh, somebody ass about to get told on. Neighborhood talk. Thank y'all.
As for Epstein, I've said this before, but just as a reminder, I do know somebody very, very close to this case who is in a position to know virtually everything. Not everything, but virtually everything. And this person has told me from the start, years and years ago, that Jeffrey Epstein, in this person's view, was not a pedophile. This is this person's view, who was there for a lot of this, but that he was into the barely legal type. Like he liked 15-year-old girls. And I realize this is disgusting. I'm definitely not trying to make an excuse for this. I'm just giving you facts. That he wasn't into like 8-year-olds, but he liked the very young teen types that could pass for even younger than they were, but would look legal to a passerby. And that is what I believed, and that was what I reliably was told for many years. And it wasn't until we heard from Pam Bondi that they had tens of thousands of videos of alleged, forgive me, they used to call it kiddie porn, now they call it child sexual abuse material, on his computer, that for the first time I thought, oh no, he was an actual pedophile. I mean, only a pedophile gets off on young children abuse videos. She's never clarified it. I don't know whether it's true. I have to be honest. I don't really trust Pam Bondi's word on the Epstein matters anymore. Yeah, so I don't know what's true about him, but we have yet to see anybody come forward and say, I was I was under 10. I was under 14 when I first came within his purview. Look, you can say that's a distinction without a difference.
No, it's not.
I think there is a difference. Yeah. There's a difference between a 15-year-old and a 5-year-old. You know, it's just whatever. As for Epstein,
it's all wrong. How are we trying to distinguish because of age? It's still a fucking child. Are we really getting ready to do this right here? It's called coddling. When it comes to the shit that Epstein and the other people who were doing the nasty shit he was doing, are we getting ready to sit here and make light of the fact that they were, because they weren't 10 or 8 or, are you fucking kidding me? A 15-year-old is still a child. It's still illegal. It is still called kiddie, PORN. That made me wonder, were you there? Because, you know, women can be pedos as well. Ghislaine Maxwell, they say you was in there rubbing and doing some shit too. So it would not surprise me if a lot of women in Hollywood were probably in some of these rooms with Epstein and some of these other men who were doing said egregious things to these children. The hell? See, when we think about pedos, automatically our mind go to a man because that's just what we think. But women can be some very pedo-ish type of bitches out here too. And I got to put that on the end of it when I say that, because only an ignorant ass bitch would sit on a platform and speak in terms of a child or being okay that a child, because they're not 8 or 9 or 5, being with or having said intimate situations with a fucking adult who knows better, because they're almost legal. Like, it almost doesn't count. Ain't that what Brandy said? We're not about to do that shit this morning. Almost doesn't count. I don't give a hot boiling damn if your birthday is tomorrow and you're going to be 18. Bitch, you are still illegal today. That's how I see it. Like, what is the infatuation, first of all, with a fucking 15-year-old and you are in your 30s and 40s? Their mind don't even grasp what you're thinking about right then. It's a child. To me, I feel like a person who is on that pedophilia bullshit is more so about control. It's about control. You're able to control their minds. You're able to control their mannerisms, everything about them. Everything about them. You can tell a child to do something as an adult, and because of who you are and because of what they perceive you to be as an adult, that respect that they have for you as an adult, they'll do it. Kids kids can be easily manipulated. So when you see people like Jeffrey Epstein, now I'm questioning you, Megyn Kelly, and your mindset as a woman. As a woman, we have women coming out saying when they were children, teenage girls and younger, that things were done to them, and you sitting on a platform excusing that versus seeing how they feel through their eyes as a fucking woman. You have been the child. Oof. Girl, you really need to have you need to lay on somebody's couch. And I'm talking about lay flat down, baby. Don't put no pillow behind you because you need to get all that. You need to get all that therapy, baby. You need to get all that in you if you think that shit is okay. All right. I don't get down with that at all. Let's move on. Whew, she about sent me her. I ain't even ready to start yelling yet. This is the beginning of the show. Let's get into this next person, child, who y'all know stay cooning, as they call it. This motherfucker right here. I don't know where they found him. White people, y'all can have him. We don't want him back. Stephen Smith. White people, we have officially given you Stephen Smith, and we do not want him back, okay? This is the most coon-ass biatch I've ever seen in my life. Like, nigga, stick to sports. We keep telling you. Stay out of politics. We're not going to vote for you as president. You're not going to be running, okay? You done kissed both of Trump's ass cheeks, and you still back there. Let's get into this, shall we? Neighborhood talk, thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, keep in mind.
Just so you guys know what he's talking about. Stephen A. Smith blasts Democrats for releasing Jeffrey Epstein emails that allege Trump spent time with a SEX trafficking victim, okay? Said that the Epstein files existed during the Biden administration. How come? Really, how come? You talking politics, how come? How come you didn't open them as a Democratic Party then? Well, ain't no time like the present, okay? That's how I see it, shit. Ain't no time like the president. We just glad that they open. Are you mad that they're open? Maybe you were in some of those rooms if you're mad that Epstein files are being open. It's given that you mad that shit is about to get exposed since you hanging with Trump, who we know had some dealings with a known pedo. Were you in some of these rooms and parties too? Mr. Supporter, let's see. Because I can always see when the bitch starts seeping out when you start talking too much.
Mind that the Epstein files were in existence and free to have been opened during the Biden administration. You were there for 4 years. How come you didn't open it as a Democratic Party then? What am I missing?
Brain cells.
I'm not saying I know. It's a legitimate question. Maybe I don't remember the answer. Maybe my extraordinary producers should be able to help me during the commercial break. But from my understanding, the same files that were open or being open now with the 220 pages of documents or whatever it is, with various emails, that could have been done when Biden was in office. Well, why didn't you do it? If it's so important now. What were the Democrats doing at that particular moment in time? See? This is the kind of stuff that smells. Ladies and gentlemen, keep in mind that the Epstein files were in existence and free to have been opened during the Biden administration.
Do he know how stupid he sound? Now, you are a Trump supporter. And if you support Trump, then that means you also support his lies. Trump said that there were no files. So you just said that those files were available back then. Mind you, again, the person you're supporting, Trump, said that there weren't even no files. He don't know why they're even speaking on files. There are no files. You just confirmed the files were back then, that there are actually files and they were available back then. So Trump, this might not be the person you want to have on your team first and foremost, okay? I mean, maybe y'all didn't get y'all lie together, or maybe you weren't in the meeting, or maybe you didn't hear, because you be yelling a lot. See, Stephen A. Smith, you have 2 ears because it's important for you to listen more than you speak. All right, you got one hole right here. If you close this hole right here and listen out of these 2 right here, okay, that's the problem with a lot of us. Again, you have 2 ears because you should always listen more than you speak. This bitch right here on my screen lives to talk, and most of the time about shit he don't know about. And I think that he feels because he yells and stretches eyes real wide that he's just telling the truth, and that everything that comes out of his mouth is just reputable. Well, no, not in this case, okay? All right? Keep in mind, a lot of people were hushed up by this whole Epstein shit with these files, And Congress was trying to hide the fact that these damn files were even existed. Okay, let's even put that out there. Trump knew this shit was out there. And again, like I said yesterday, Epstein is no longer here because he knew too much. He was the head honcho in all of this bullshit behind these files, text messages, emails, all of that. He was reaching out to the people saying, hey, I'm on the island today. What you doing? I got a few 15-year-olds. Come on over here and let's party. So you got to get rid of the head first and work your way down. Epstein was a dangerous person to still be alive while this bullshit was going on, because Trump knew he was trying to run for president again, and that shit couldn't come out back then. That's why it didn't come out back then. Against all the other things that he was found guilty of, you forgot he came into the presidency as a felon. Did we forget that? Yeah, our president is a felon, for those of you that your spaceship just landed today and you just found out. Our president, it's embarrassing as fuck that our president is a felon. He came into office as a felon. And I feel like he stole the election. And I stand behind that, and it's my opinion. I feel like he stole the election, among other things. But don't sit up here and get upset because of when something came out. Let's just be happy it did. Everything has a timing, okay? Everything works within a divine timing. That's how I feel. Shit happen when it's supposed to happen, okay? Shit happen when it's supposed to happen. I'm glad it's out now. I'm glad that the victims are starting to speak now. Maybe this is another link to be able to impeach him, because really he should not be in office, because he ain't doing shit while he in there but fucking up. And that's just a fact. Let's move on. Stephen A. Smith, child, we really don't want to hear no more from you. All right. Let me push you on back like, honey, your hairline. All right. I don't know who your barber is, but he fucking you up. Spray some Beijing on the front and go sit down and shut it up. All right. Let's get into some topics. Y'all. We done with politics. They got me hollering in here, and I won't even ready to do it yet. All right. Let's get into this topic right here, because this right here pissed me off. Woo! All right. Okay, so we got to talk about this. Women, please. And we talk about this all the time, but I'm really going to stress it this morning because of this topic. This kind of was near and dear to me. You guys know how I feel about kids, all right? In this situation here, please be careful with who you procreate with. It's so important. If a person tell you they don't want a child, especially when you are pregnant with said child and they're showing signs that they don't want said child, this person was abusive towards his baby's mother, hitting her in the stomach while she was carrying his child. This person did not want this child. Why would you leave this child with this said person who already made it very clear to you that he didn't want this child, and now this child is no longer here? This story is very heartbreaking. Let me go ahead and put my trigger warning banner up, because we got to have it up with this topic. But I definitely wanted to talk about this because we have a lot of women out here who be trying to stay with men that they really should not stay with. Okay. One, because you don't want to be by yourself. Two, maybe because they are, the breadwinner, and you become very comfortable with said lifestyle. But understand and realize the red flags when you see them. If a person show you that they don't want you, they don't need you, they don't want shit from you, don't make a person be somewhere they don't want to be. That's the worst hurt. That person will wind up hurting you, if not unaliving you and or your children, because you put your children, if you have said children, in a very dangerous situation. Now, the Chicago man is arrested without bond after claiming a demon made him unalive his 2-month-old son that he wanted to abort. We got to say it that way for YouTube's sake. Authorities say that the infant passed 8 hours before the father gave the baby back to his mom, claiming the baby was asleep. Now, you guys are going to hear, I'm going to play it for you here. I've already watched it, obviously, before I brought it to you guys, because I have to skim through stuff before I play it. But the baby was with the father, I guess, for like a visit. He unalived the child, put the child back into the carry-on, gave the child back to the mother, and told her, say, don't wake the baby up. The child is asleep. Don't wake the baby up. Mama just, put the child in the car, went on about her business, didn't even check on the child. For me, as a mom, if that's a baby, I'm gonna look in, check on my baby, when I'm picking my child up, if that's the case. But this mother did not do that, and she did not realize that when she picked her child up, that the child was already unalived because the father did it. Let's go ahead and get into this topic so you guys can see what's going on. Then we'll do a commentary on the back end.
Kayla Flowers outside court in the arms of her twin sister Caitlin, minutes after her child's father, 23-year-old Anthony Evans, appeared before a Cook County judge, charged with murder in the death of their infant son, Kason. Family wearing a button with the photo of the 12-week-old child.
To try to, comfort her the best way we can as a family.
According to prosecutors, Evans was caring for the 2-month-old boy in late April, but when he dropped the baby back off, prosecutors say he told Kayla the baby, who was covered in a stroller, had been sleeping for a long time. Not to disturb his sleep, she waited until she got home to check on her son, but Kason wasn't breathing. The baby was rushed to the hospital, but doctors couldn't save him. Prosecutors say an autopsy later found the baby suffered multiple injuries consistent with child abuse, including a brain bleed and blunt force trauma.
This hurt, losing my 2-month-old son.
Prosecutors say Evans wanted Kayla to get an abortion when he found out she was pregnant last year.
I was in shock when I found out I was pregnant, 7 weeks pregnant with him. I was happy.
Court records from February, just days after Kason's birth, show Evans allegedly punched Kayla in the stomach, sending her to the hospital. Family says Evans' arrest, made just days ago, is thanks to their church community, who made noise when something wasn't right, and good police work coming together.
It's been a long process. It's been long for Kayla and for the Flowers family.
For them, it starts the process of healing, but this family vows to never forget the little boy behind it all.
My son was a loving person, caring. I took my son everywhere I go. It's so heartbreaking.
Now, a judge has granted prosecutors' request to detain Evans without bail. He'll be back in court in early December. We're live at 26 in Cal. I'm Marissa Perlman, CBS News Chicago.
A lot of red flags here. All right. A lot of red flags here. While you're pregnant with this child, he keeps urging you to abort the baby. That's a telltale sign he don't want the baby. One thing I wouldn't have done was left my child with this motherfucker. That's just, I would have done that. You would not be able to be alone around my child. Probably never see the child if that's your feelings about said child. That tells me you don't want this child. Another red flag. He been sleeping for a long time. Don't wake him up. Usually a mother checks on their child. If you're doing an exchange, you go at least move the cover back, look at your child, make sure the child is fine, reach down there and check, make sure the baby ain't wet. That's mothers. That's me. That's how I would have done. Make sure, when the last time you changed the baby, reach down and make sure there ain't no wet diaper going on. Even if the child is asleep, you're going to see some movement, some breathing. The chest should be moving up and down, something. Baby's moving their sleep. Okay, I'm a mom, I know. There are several signs. I don't know. She is a first-time mom, though. We're going to give her the benefit of the doubt. But one thing I'm going to say for sure, I would not have given this child to the father. Even if there was nobody else to watch my child, whatever I got to do that day, just going to have to wait because I'm not going to leave him with this bitch because you've already, punched me in the stomach. You've already shown signs that you don't want this child, and you've already asked me to abort the child. Okay? So in my mind, it's going to be some shit that's going to be off in the event that you are around this child because you've already made it known you don't want it. So let's go ahead and read because, of course, in the video, they're not going to tell you everything. So we're going to get some details that we may have missed. Y'all ready? Yeah, I wouldn't have left my child. I'm sorry. So a Chicago father has been arrested and is being held without bond after allegedly unaliving his 2-month-old son. According to Law and Crime, 23-year-old Anthony Evans even enlisted a family member to help him try to get away with the crime. You hear that? Evans reportedly used that relative to hand the baby back to the child's mother, Kayla Flowers. She says that the baby was covered in his car seat when she received him, and the family member told her that he was sleeping. Not wanting to wake him or risking getting him sick since it was raining, she drove home and uncovered him only to discover that her child was lifeless. The baby was rushed to a nearby hospital and pronounced unalive. Medical examiners determined that he died or passed away, rather, from injuries consistent with child abuse. He suffered brain bleeding and blunt force trauma. And investigators say that he had been deceased for several hours before being returned to his mother. While speaking with authorities, Evans allegedly admitted to the crime, claiming a demon made him do it. Now we're trying to play crazy. Okay, you were in your right mind when when the baby was exchanged, but now that you know these charges about to hit, now it's, oh, I'm crazy, the devil made me do it. Okay, well, the devil ain't gonna do that time. But let's continue. To make matters worse, the baby's mother says that when she told Evans that she was pregnant, that he wanted to get an abortion. She also claims that he was physically abusive throughout the pregnancy, even punching her in the stomach at one point. So he was trying to abort the baby on his own by hitting you in the stomach, and you leave this child with this person. Maybe she is a little slow. I don't know. After his arrest, a judge ordered Evans to be held without bond as he awaits trial for this senseless crime. Y'all, again, women, watch who you procreate with. Listen to conversations. If a person don't want a child, don't try to make something. Don't force something. That includes a relationship. Don't force a person to be somewhere they don't want to be. Force a person to be a parent. Don't leave your children with psychos like this. Women, we hear a lot of stories about women dating men, and I know this was the father of the child, but great example of a lot of women that are dating men, leaving their children with said men because they trust them. Okay, I look for signs. There was a lot of signs here that I feel like this mother overlooked, and it probably could have ultimately saved her child's life. Okay, you can look at this man and see that. Look at his eyes, just in the picture alone, you can see he's checked out. It's something not right about him. The eyes tell you a lot about a person. The eyes tell you a lot about a person. When I initially looked at this, I immediately looked at his picture. I was like, oh, this motherfucker's crazy. You can just tell something is off with him. Be very careful who you leave your children with. That includes daycares. We hear about children being abused at daycares. I did a story the other day on that here on Car Chronicles. Daycares, family members. You got to watch family as well. Family can be abusive and do some crazy shit as well. You got to watch everybody when it comes to your children. I don't leave my son with I don't trust no one except my son's godparents. I know them. They've been around my child since my child was born. I don't have any reason not to think or to think that they would do something to my son. I don't let him do sleepovers. I just don't. Okay. I told you I didn't let my son's football coach say, oh, I could drop him off. No, you won't. Whatever I'm doing, I can stop. I can drop doing what I'm doing and come and get my child. You will not bring my son home, because if he tell me anything that's contrary to what's supposed to be, I've got to put orange on, and I don't want to do that. Okay, I'll do that for mine. I'll go to jail for mine. So don't. I'm not gonna put you in a situation to have to put me in one. So watch your children, and again, watch who you procreate with. That's so important. This situation could have been avoided. Prayers up for the mom. This is her only child. She was excited to find out she was going to be a mom, and now her child, only 2 months old, is no longer here with us. All right, that's a sad situation. Now, we just spoke of a child not being here anymore. Now we have to congratulate one for being born. Shout out to Cardi B. She has given birth to she and Stefan Diggs' child. Now, I was told she was due in January, so it appears the child has been born early. Okay, yeah, let's get into it. Shout out to TMZ. Let's get some of this shit out of the way, because y'all know they have a lot of pop-ups. All right, so it says that Cardi B, honey, Barty gang grows by 1. Okay. So the baby with Stefan Diggs arrives. All right. That was quick. Okay. Excuse me, y'all. Y'all know I had to spray my nose, child. Cardi B just dropped her latest release. For her first child with NFL star Stefan Diggs. The baby is here. All right. According to TMZ, y'all know they always have stuff first. They are very reputable, so I will report from them. Sources connected to the diamond selling rapper tells us that Cardi B gave birth to the baby boy last week. How we didn't know that till now? TMZ, y'all slipping. So she is child. She done had the baby a whole week, ain't said nothing. So shout out to TMZ for finding out. I did see a picture and video of her in the gym already working out. Y'all know she's preparing to go on tour. So y'all know too, they do the mommy makeover while they're on the table having babies. Child, they go ahead and get stuff sucked out so that stomach can go on and get flat, and they can go ahead and be out here in these little skimpy little outfits again, because she's ready to go on tour. She got to sell this album. All right, so that we're told Stefan, the New England's Patriot star receiver, was with Cardi when their baby boy arrived. That's great to know. Okay, hello, it's me. So Cardi announced the birth Thursday on social media posts. I ain't see that where I've been because I usually be on top of my stuff. Cardi says, "My life has always been a combination of different chapters and different seasons. My last chapter was the beginning of a new season. Starting over is never easy, but it's been so worth it." So it sounds like she's happy about this baby. She said, "About new music and a new album to the world, a new baby into my world, and one more reason to be the best version of me, one more reason to love me more than anything else or anyone else, so I can continue giving my baby the love and life they deserve." Somebody go check on and do a wellness check on Offset, because this cannot be great news for him. Y'all know he felt a way about her being pregnant by Stefan, just pregnant, period, by somebody else. So y'all do it. If y'all child, go check on the mumble rapper, aka Offset. Okay, his taxes and shit due. He's behind millions of dollars in taxes, and now this baby is born. You know he is stressed out, child, over there, probably in the fetal position, crying like a bitch. But what do you guys think about that? Shout out to Cardi, moving right along. All right, we care, but we don't care no more. All right, let's get into some congratulatory moments here while we're congratulating. Give me 1 second, y'all. Oh, Lord God. Ooh. Oh, my sinuses, Jesus. I want to blow my nose. Give me a second, y'all. Let me get right. All right. Thank you guys. Thank y'all. Oh my God. My sinuses is kicking my ass today. All right. So Chadwick Boseman, you guys know he passed away from cancer. Cancer sucks. All right. Y'all, he is getting a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. So shout out to him for that. He is not here to be able to see it, but honey, the Black Panther is being recognized. And we love that. Okay. We love that for him. So Chadwick Boseman, honey, is to receive his star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. His wife will accept his honor as Ryan Coogler and Viola Davis are set to speak at the ceremony. Okay, that's fitting and proper. I love that for him. All right, so shout out to him. So Boseman, who passed away in 2020, it's been that long. Yikes. At age 43, after battling with colon cancer, will be recognized for the legacy that he left on screen and the impact that he made on audiences worldwide. I love anything that he playing. He's a great actor, okay? Anywhere they put him, he just, oh my God. Ryan Coogler, who directed Boseman in Black Panther, is set to speak at the ceremony. Viola Davis, who also starred alongside him in Ma Rainey's Black Bottom, will also take the stage to reflect on his work and influence. Now, Simone Ledward Boseman will attend the honor and accept the honor, rather, on her husband's behalf. So shout out to them for that. I definitely will report back on that. I love it, honey. Yes, he definitely deserves it because he did a lot of great. He played in a lot of great movies. All right, and for those of you that did not know, during the time that he was at his lowest moment when he was sick, he was still, and a lot of people didn't even know he was sick with cancer. He was still showing up, suiting up, putting on his Black Panther costume, and still just like doing the fight scenes, all of that. And he was like on chemo. A lot of people did not know, and people say, "Oh, what's wrong with him? He's losing weight. He's had a lot of negative things to say about him." The whole time this man was pushing through, battling colon cancer, like sick, just did not feel like it. I know that in one of the interviews that I watched where they say he was like really weak, and a lot of people were saying, and even his wife was saying that she was, encouraging him like, "Hey, take a day off, babe." Like, he was still wanting to push through and just still do it because he was so dedicated to his craft. So shout out to this man. All right. Shout out to this man. That's very deserving. Let's get into some petty behavior. I pulled this. I was like, Lord. Yeah, shout out to him. Shout out to him. I didn't like that. A lot of people had a lot of negative shit to say about this man, and he the whole time dealing with colon cancer. Y'all know how weak. If any of you guys have ever been on chemo, I remember when my grandfather, he had prostate cancer. He was on chemo. He was very weak. Y'all know that makes you very weak. So imagine having to do fight things and to be at your best on set. That had to be a lot for him. So shout out to him. But moving along, as you guys can see on my screen, y'all know Larsa Pippins, who was married to Scottie Pippins, who's been running around here, honey, being with Michael Jordan's son, who she used to babysit. I told you guys about that. So Future came through. I saw this. Shout out to Celebrity Word. Now it says that when Future was a little kid, Scottie Pippins refused to give him an autograph. Now look at the petty. Now we don't know if this was intentional or if it just happened, if this was just a haphazard event. Now they said that 20 years later, after this said autograph was refused by Scottie Pippins, 20 years later, Future started dating and or slept with Scottie Pippins' wife, Larsa, okay? And is the reason that they wound up getting a divorce. Did y'all know that? Did y'all know that? So this is something that he held on to, like, oh yeah, I'm gonna get you, bitch, later on, and wound up dating Larsa Pippins. He also wrote a song and put her in one of the songs and was talking about some sexual moments between the two of them, which I thought was very disrespectful. I feel like he was doing it deliberately because y'all know he does have, you know, that pettiness in him, like 50 Cent, okay? But I just felt like that was the lowest of the low. You know, Scottie and Larsa, they were married for a very long time. They have children together, but they wound up getting a divorce. And she tried to go for that wallet, honey, and for his retirement as well. But she later, after she broke up with Future, she wound up getting with Michael Jordan's son. They were engaged to get married, and they wound up breaking up, and she moved on from that. But it's just been weird vibes from there. Y'all know she is very, very close friends to the Kardashians, Kardashians, as I like to call them, and a lot of their ways definitely rubbed off on her. But she definitely loves black peen, honey, because that's all she dates. She loves black men, and we know why. All right. Moving right along though. Moving right. Yes, girl. She's a hoe. All right. I don't like call people that unless it fit the description. But yes, girl, you are. You sleep with your legs open. I do believe that. I really do believe it. All right. Yeah, I needed my trigger warning banner up for that, honey, because that was triggering, right? But let's go ahead and take it down because we don't need it now. Yes, honey. Hoes out here. I tell you, these type of hoes you step on their damn foot and their leg fly open. Them type of hoes. All right. Moving right along. So as you guys may know, Nick Cannon has 386 kids. His two children with Mariah Carey. They're not so trying to be they're not trying to be claiming those other kids. All right. I told y'all Mariah also said when she was asked in an interview about Nick's other kids, and does she call them her stepkids, and do she mingle with those kids? Do she know? She don't even know the kids. She don't have no relationship with those kids. And her kids, I feel like they feel the same way Mariah does about those kids, because yeah, it's a lot of them. Nick got about 13 or so kids, maybe 14. But it said that Nick Cannon and Mariah Carey's daughter Monroe says that she only has one brother. All right. She says, I do have other half siblings, but they don't really acknowledge them. All right. I don't think they really have like a tight bond and a relationship with them. Maybe because of some things that Mariah may have said. So what is her name, child? Ro Cannon. Okay. Monroe Cannon is what she goes. Well, Ro Cannon is what she goes by on Instagram. She says, clearing something up, guys. I only have one brother who is Moroccan Cannon, all right, which is her brother that she has with her mom and Nick Cannon. Said that I do have other half siblings from my dad, but they are all many, many years younger than me. That sounds like some shit Mariah would say. So it sounds like Mariah is rubbing off on her kids. It sounds like they're not that happy that Nick is out here still procreating, when, because you know, kids, they are near and dear to their parent. Okay, some of them may be like closer to their father, but then to see dad still having kids, they kind of feel like maybe that's pushing them further and further back in terms of being daddy's baby. You know what I mean? That's kind of how I'm feeling like they might be feeling, because before it was just them, and then out of the blue, Nick just had like 12, 14 kids, and that's a lot of damn kids. So, and I've said before, it's impossible for each child to get all of the emotional support that they need when they need it, because you're just one person. Like, kids are gonna have birthdays. You probably gonna have some kids that have birthdays on the same day. It's impossible. Some of them gonna have birthdays on the same month. You got Christmas. It's impossible to go like every single baby mama's house to. It's kind of like, what's the show that I was watching? The man where they had all these damn wives, sister wives. Like, that's a lot. That is a lot. That's a lot. I'm not sure why he had all these kids. But I know at one point he was not saying that he regret having all those kids, but now he's kind of like rethinking, like, damn, maybe I shouldn't have had so many damn kids, because it's a lot on him. None of the baby mamas get child support. It's just like an arrangement that they have to where he give them a certain amount, and he just, they just do what they need to do. So none of them have gone and put him on child support. I think there's just some type of understanding, maybe contract between him and the many baby mothers that he has. But Mariah carries 2 kids with Nick. They're taken care of very well. Y'all know Mariah gonna make sure her kids are good, but it doesn't seem like they're very tight or have a very tight relationship with the other kids that Nick has with his other baby mamas. Okay, so Nick, you might want to tighten that up. Y'all might have some family counseling to figure out what's going on, or maybe that's the request of Mariah. We don't know. All right, let's move along though. But that child made it very much so clear, I ain't got one brother, so y'all get out of here with that. Okay. Oh Lord. All right. So Ray J is suing the Kardashians, child. Let's get into that. Ray J is suing the Kardashians. Y'all know they filed a lawsuit against him. So he is, I guess, countersuing them back. I mean, that's how you gotta do. You get sued, you gotta countersue. That's how that shit work, right? So Ray J countersues Kim Kardashian and Kris Jenner in response to their defamation lawsuit. Says that Kim and Kris lied about their SEX tape being leaked and that he was paid $6 million after Ye accused him of sexually assaulting Kim. I didn't see any assault because I saw the tape. Boop. Yeah, I did see the tape. I saw the tape. Now they're saying that there's supposed to be 2 tapes from what I hear. So Kim made it seem like, oh my God, the tape was leaked. I feel like it was leaked on purpose, and that's what made her famous, to be honest with you guys. Nobody gave a fuck about who Kim Kardashian was until they saw her in the tape with Ray J, with him behind her, plowing her back out. And I'm like, Ray J, that was when I knew that Ray J was more than just Brandy's brother. I told y'all. For those of you that seen the tape, put a 1 in the chat if you've seen the tape. The Kim Kardashian and Ray J tape. Put a 1 if you've seen the tape. Put a 2 if you've not. I saw the tape. Ray J is very well endowed. I had no idea. I was like, who's this corny nigga right here in the video, until he stood up and some extra meat was hanging down. I said, oh shit. Well, maybe you ain't just Brandy's brother. Damn. I see the 1. Franco says 1. Darlene says 1. Yeah, he's very well endowed down there. I was like, oh shit, okay. But let's go ahead and get into some things, honey. Let's look at it. Okay. Yeah. All right, so let's read a little bit. So it says, in response to Kim Kardashian and Kris Jenner's defamation lawsuit, Ray J is reportedly clapping back with his claims of his own. Now, according to TMZ, Ray says that the lawsuit is more about publicity, power, and punishment. Now, he believes that the suit was filed to weaponize the judicial system and shrink their contractual obligations. Now, he claims that Kim and Kris were in on the infamous SEX tape being released. I believe that. After shooting it in 2003, they allegedly discussed releasing the content years later in 2006, and Kim reportedly insisted that her mother, Kris, be in charge of putting the tape out. Why do I believe that, y'all? I believe that. I really believe that. Now, it says, in addition to that, he claims that he was falsely accused of sexually assaulting Kim while she was asleep by Kanye West on the Kardashians. Really? Now, after taking legal action against Kim, Kris and their production company, Kris agreed to pay him $6 million for the work he put in that tape. Girl, he needs some more money. Now, in documents, Ray also claimed that Kris and Kim violated an agreement that they never mentioned the SEX tape on the Kardashians, but shortly after the agreement, Kris, Kim, and Ye made public statements anyway. Might have something there. Now, it goes on to say that he says that the family has spent the last 2 decades pushing a false narrative that the tape was released without Kim's will. In response to the claims, Kim's lawyer says that Ray is losing the defamation case and that they refuse to be distracted by his disjointed rambling. Okay. Now, if you recall, Kim and Kris hit Ray J with a defamation suit after he claimed that they were being investigated by the feds for racketeering. Y'all remember that? We talked about it. So we're going to have to see how this situation plays out. It's kind of hard to say. If there was an agreement that it would not be discussed and y'all still talked about it on the Kardashians, if there's some paperwork where there was someone signed off on that, it could be a breach of contract. Okay, so he may get a little money out of that. But at the end of the day, I feel like this whole thing is just stupid. Do I feel like the tape was leaked? No. Leaked unknowingly? No, I don't feel it was leaked unknowingly. I feel like it was put out there and they said, oh my God, it's out there. And you knew it was going to be out there. They made a lot of money from that tape. They made a lot of money from that SCX tape. Hence the reason y'all did a second tape, remember? Yeah. So moving right along. All right. Yeah, there was a second tape. So Kim did all that fake ass crying too. I was like, girl, sit down. You knew that shit was out. You already knew it. You and your mama probably had a whole meeting. Put that damn tape out. Okay. The way you were running from that thing in the video, I was like, bitch, you should be crying. All right. Oh, she was running. She was running. She was absolutely running. I said, shit, Ray J. Ray J, back, give us 3 feet. Because listen, Ray J was here with it. I was like, oh shit. All right. So Tasha K, honey, Tasha K is messing with the camel. All right. Y'all see it on my screen. But Nas actually co-signed something that Tasha K was saying. So there may be some truth to it. So Tasha K goes viral for saying that Jay-Z's wealth is fabricated and that Beyonce is the breadwinner, honey. Let me find out. Now, rapper Nas actually liked the video that Tasha K put out on IG, which a lot of people were saying, well, maybe Nas is co-signing what Tasha K is saying about Jigga Man, or AKA the camel. So let's go ahead and get into what Tasha K has to say, child. Y'all know Tasha K is going to always go for the jugular. And she always finds herself in situations that she can't get out of. I don't want Jay-Z to come and sue you because y'all know that's him and Beyonce will come for your ass and sue you. I don't think she can handle another lawsuit, being that she is still paying Cardi B. All right. But let's get into what she had to say, honey.
To believe nothing I'm saying. Y'all got this man out here submitting off tax returns and stuff to Forbes to say that he's still a billionaire to try to silence the he's broke rumors here lately. I told y'all. The man was trying to move out of the U.S. This was before the with this haircut medium. His own team called me saying he was trying to find a cheap house in the UK to move his kids to. So basically, he borrowed from the house that him and Beyonce is in because he couldn't get no personal loan because of reputational risk and financial risk, which means they couldn't even make the loans they were paying because they took out PPP loans for Rock Nation just to save that. Beyonce right now is the only breadwinner in that household. So yeah, he had to run down there and take out a home equity line of credit so that he can do his big one. What do you like to believe? Nothing I'm saying. Y'all got this man out here now because he was able to borrow $50 million from his house because the banks wouldn't give him no more money because when he went through COVID, he couldn't even pay the bills then, so he had to borrow that money and pay that money back. He got a $200 million house sitting off the coast of Malibu that he gonna hold for a rainy day in case some shit get thick and some lawsuits get thick. But I'm talking about liquid cash to be able to really invest. They not messing with Jay-Z like that no more. Now he wants y'all money. So the bank wouldn't give him no money. He went and got $50 million from the house. The bank said that's all they can give him. So now in order to come up with more capital for his casino, basically he's asking New York residents or anybody that's got at least $500 to invest in this new casino, and he may give it back. Now I don't know if you're going to be guaranteed to get it back, because I'm trying to figure out, like, y'all ain't on the stock market, so how am I going to get my money back? He's done a lot, but I think he's just getting a little too risky right now and a little too greedy. Now, because he was at...
Okay. Now let's go back so y'all can see down
$50
here.
million.
Y'all see down here, liked by Nas and others. So a lot of people was like, okay, so y'all know Jay-Z and Nas, they kind of run together. So they were like, could Nas be co-signing what Tasha K is saying in her video? Or was he just liking the post? Okay. It's a little sus, but I don't know. I don't know what to think. Do you guys agree with what Tasha is saying? A lot of people saying it could be that could be why Beyonce continues to go on tour to try to make the difference of maybe where they may be lacking. I don't think they're lacking. I think they got money. I know she got money. Shit. There's no way that she don't have it with all the businesses that she's involved in, of course, touring. Y'all know she makes a killing on tour. But her hair care line and amongst other things, she's got clothing line. Beyonce has her hands in a lot of things. Her music still sells. So I think that she is good when it comes to some money. I'm not sure what's going on with Jay-Z or what his pockets look like, but I know B is good for it. All right. But could be why they will never probably get divorced, because that would probably be the most expensive divorce ever if they ever decided to get it. But they said the Tasha K says that Jay-Z is broke. Do y'all believe that Jay-Z is broke? I don't know if I believe that. I don't think he's broke. But yeah, I don't know. Yeah, moving on. I don't know. I don't really care. I mean, it ain't my money. Shit. It ain't my money. Let's get into some Antonio Brown news. My neighbors decided they want to get their yard done today. They should, because there's a lot of leaves going on out there. But this is the worst time because I'm trying to be live. Shit. So y'all pardon the back noise, okay? Hopefully they'll be done soon, so we ain't got to hear that. All right, so Antonio Brown is released from jail after posting bond in his attempted unaliving case. We're going to get to see him coming out of the jail, honey. All right, he is released. So Antonio Brown was released from a Miami-Dade jail on Thursday, which was yesterday, after being granted a bond on his attempted unaliving charge he is currently facing. All right, y'all know he was in Dubai. They extradited him from Dubai back to Miami, and now he is out of jail. So according to NBC6, a judge granted him a $25,000 bond along with house arrest and GPS monitor at a hearing on Wednesday. Prosecutors reportedly were attempting pretrial detention, stating that he had the resources to flee. Now, as previously reported, Antonio's attorney, Mark, Eglarsh, submitted a written plea of not guilty on Brown's behalf. So let's go ahead and get into this video. Shout out to the Shade.
Former NFL star Antonio Brown strolled out of a Miami-Dade County jail only to say that God is great, and then he stopped at a food truck to grab a snack. His lawyer spoke briefly after Brown was released.
He's extremely eager to rejoin his family, who he loves dearly.
Cell phone video captured the shooting after a celebrity boxing match in Miami. Back in his court appearance yesterday, the prosecutor was...
Yeah, we can't watch that part. Shout out to the Shade Room again.
...emphatic about Brown being a flight risk.
This man was a successful NFL player, clearly has the means to flee again. And so I would ask, Your Honor...
He has 7 children. Are they living in Dubai?
They went to, yes, Your Honor. They flew to Dubai. There was a social media post. He flew them out on his birthday, and they went out on a private yacht.
His court appearance yesterday, the prosecutor was emphatic about Brown being a flight risk.
This man was a successful NFL player, clearly has the means to flee again. And so I would ask, Your Honor...
He has 7 children. Are they living in Dubai?
They went to, yes, Your Honor. They flew to Dubai. There was a social media post.
If a person want to get away, they don't give a hot damn if they got 12 children. If they are facing serious charges where they're going to spend life in prison, they will go. Just like Diddy. I feel like Diddy would have left and never to be seen again if he could have, with the type of charges he was facing. He had a private jet. Yeah, oh yeah. Let's continue. All right. So he is out as of now. He does have the GPS monitor on, so hopefully he don't do nothing stupid. And he shows up to court when he needs to. If he don't, that's gonna be bad for him. All right, but he is out. I don't know why he had on this damn 1986.
Former NFL star Antonio Brown strolled out of a Miami-Dade County jail only to say that God is great, and then he...
Where do you get them sleeves from? It's a little sus. But anywho, let's move on up out of that, child. That looked like one of the wingsuits from the Break. Y'all remember the movie Breaking back in the day with Turbo and Ozone? You got here looking like Turbo. Like he about to do one of them right there when he came around the corner. All right, let's continue on. Let's get into some church news, honey. I said this nigga better break out in a damn headstand out here and start pop locking like Chris Brown with that damn wingsuit on. All right, let's get into some church news because somebody getting sued, child, in the church. All right, woo-wee. Say he is a nut. They need to keep him. Absolutely. Shout out to the 500 in here. Y'all better get in here, okay? 500. Got 500. Could it be my thumbnail? I think the thumbnail drew you guys here. But thank you for being here. All right. We know why you here. Kojic news. All right. I'm Kojic, Church of God in Christ. That's what Kojic mean. All right. Stu's musician. Woo, child. Let's get into why. All right. Y'all know that's Karen Clark Shear husband right there with the good hair over there. All right. Now, the Church of God in Christ sues gospel musician Moses Tyson Jr., honey, for defamation. Let's get into why. Okay? All right, so the Church of God in Christ, a.k.a. Kojic, has filed a lawsuit against Moses Tyson Jr., accusing the gospel musician and organist of slander and libel, child. Now, in the lawsuit, Kojic argues that Tyson repeatedly and widely, honey, published, demonstratively false statements and emails on social media and in video broadcasts. Now, the lawsuit alleges that Tyson recklessly and knowingly accused Kojic of crimes such as grand theft, fraud, and elder abuse. Ooh, that's some strong accusations there. Now, they allege that his claims have harmed their charitable reputation, mission, membership, and donations. Y'all, when you get to messing with that collection plate, honey, oh yeah, a lawsuit is set to be dropped on your ass. All right. Now, Kojic is asking a judge to grant them $500,000 for injuries and punitive damages. Ooh, child. Now, lawyers claim that Tyson used Kojic's brand and insignia in his YouTube broadcast, giving a false appearance of an internal Kojic investigation. Now, moreover, they claim that the musician tried to persuade donors to break ties with the organization. Let me find out. Now, Moses James Jr., Tyson Jr., is a gospel musician and organist, said that his first album, I Made Up My Mind, made out in 1992 with Curb Records. He showed him make up his mind that he was getting ready to go against Kojic. Now your ass getting sued. It said that he has toured playing the guitar and organ for the likes of Billy Preston and Timothy Wright. Y'all remember Timothy Wright? Okay. I think once he is that Rough Side of the Mountain? I don't remember, child. It's been so damn long. His Twitter profile states that he is also a Stellar Award winner. Okay. Well, they about to take your Stellars and everything. Now, the Church of God in Christ is the largest Pentecostal denomination in the nation. It is. It is headed by presiding Bishop J. Drew Sheard, which is Karen Clark Sheard's husband. Okay, so Kojic recently concluded its annual Holy Convocation in Memphis, Tennessee. I know they hurried up and got up out of Memphis, child, because y'all know them people down in Memphis. Nothing against nobody in Memphis or from Memphis, but y'all know, child, they be down there on the gang down there. So, all right, you got to hurry up and get to your car after service down there. But so that's what happened with this right here. For those of you that like a little church drama, all right, moving right along. All right, so when I saw this topic, I definitely wanted to talk about this. What y'all laughing at? Anybody Kojic in my chat? Any Kojic? We got any Kojic in my chat? I'm Kojic. I grew up Kojic, honey. I tried to be Baptist for a little while, but you know when you hear that shouting music and stuff, child, Baptist too quiet for me. I was like, y'all singing out of books, honey. I need to hear some drums. I need some tamarines in here, honey. Okay. So you already know real. Yeah, honey. I love music. That's why I love to go to church. I need a good word. I done told y'all I need a good word. The atmosphere got to be good. When I come in, I can automatically feel it because I done been to church all my life. I know you can't tell because I snap off on somebody, but in real time, I love a good word. I love a pastor or a preacher that can preach. And I love some good singing. All right. The choir got to be on it because I love it. The music got to be good too. All right. And just the atmosphere. People, it's got to be a welcoming atmosphere. All right. I feel the Lord in there. If I don't feel it, I ain't coming back to your church. Okay. So that's what I like. So Kojic is definitely where I came from. Okay. Yeah. And your girl can play some drums too. Did y'all know that? I was one of the only girls in my church. Well, no, my cousin could play too. She's a female. But one of the only girls, you guys, that could hop on the drums, because y'all know they play shout music. Baby, I'll fuck up some drums. You hear me? In the Church of God in the Christ. They'll tell you. I can jump on some drums right now and tear them up. Yes, we can. All right. Arm be numb as hell, but you be still getting it. All right. Yes. All right. Y'all know how it is. If you ever been to a Kojic church, you know they gets down in there. And I love it. All right. Praise the Lord. Let's move along though. Atlanta Black Star. Okay. I play several instruments for those of you that don't know too. I play instruments. Okay. We don't just sing, we play instruments. Just to let y'all know. Because your girl, yeah. Okay. Gotta blow my own horn. All right. But Atlanta Black Star. Let's get into the show. They unalived him is what his family is saying. All right. We've been talking about Marshawn Kneeling. All right. Marshawn Kneeling. Now some of his family members think that the police officers, okay, that were heard in the 911 call, you guys, the police audio, his family is now coming forward saying that they believe that maybe the officers had something to do with unaliving Marshawn Kneeling. Did y'all know that? Oh my God. I hope that's not the case. I'm going to be so sad if that's true. All right. Now they really need to do investigation. But the family sent an update. They said they unalived him. Marshawn Kneeling, who was 24 years old, passes away after apparent self-inflicted pow wound. Okay. Now the family questions the police involvement. So now they think that the police may have had some involvement in this young man's unaliving. I hope that is not the case. Because y'all remember in the video, officers were saying that well, they were trying to apprehend him, but he, I think, went into some like field or something like that. When they found him, they were saying they were going to send the dogs or something in there after him. And then when they went in, they said, "Be careful, he does have a weapon." Da 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 da. So, and then next thing you know, he pow himself. But his family now thinks that, you know, officers may have had something to do with it. So it says, "I truly think that they unalived him. I truly do," according to Jasmine Nealon, who is 33, the cousin of 24-year-old Dallas Cowboy Marshawn Nealon. Said that they told the Daily Mail, expressing shock and heartbreak over the NFL star's unaliving. Now, she described Marshawn as a loving family man who likes making TikTok videos of little ones in his family, according to her. Said that this is nothing like him at all. Why would he do something like this? And all of a sudden, so according to what they're trying to say is he was not a suicidal person, according to what has been put out there about him. They were saying he was, you know, suicidal about his mom, but according to his family, they're saying he had everything to live for. Yes, he was sad about his mom, but he would not have done this to himself, is what they're trying to say. So the family have been planning a reunion in Grand Rapids and are devastated by his sudden passing. But police dispatch audio and reports indicate that Marshawn may have passed away or been unalived by an apparent self-inflicted pow wound following a mental health crisis. Now, could that be something they're saying happened? Because y'all remember the last situation from the last football player that we saw where the police officer was trying to coerce another person into giving a certain type of statement. They weren't even there. Now make sure you put on there to this and make sure you say this, because y'all know there's some crooked cops out there, right? There's some crooked cops out there. Now, what's to say that a police officer went in there and saw him up in this wooded area where they went to go and apprehend him, okay? And it could have been a silencer on there. And then, you know, or they could have gotten his weapon. And anything could have happened. You just never know. I've seen so many crime shows where people can unalive or do something to somebody and make it look like the other person did it when they actually did it. So I'm really hoping that they do a thorough investigation to find out. Of course, you know, anytime you fire a weapon, okay, the dust from the weapon, okay, will be on your person, will be on whoever the person was that did it. Your clothing is, and it's hard to get it off, okay? Even if you take a shower, a lot of times they swab you after that, they can still get residue from said, you know, firing from that weapon. So they definitely need a thorough investigation, and I really hope that they did so. So he reportedly texted his family goodbye. His girlfriend informed authorities that he was armed, and after a brief police pursuit that ended in a crash, he said that he was later found unalive inside a portable toilet. Do you guys believe that? I don't know. According to his family, though, they were saying he had everything to live for, that he was looking forward to certain family functions coming up, that he, you know, even though he was depressed about his mother being, you know, his mother passing away, they were saying that it wasn't to that effect. Plus, we're finding out recently that his girlfriend is pregnant. So do we know if he knew that she was carrying prior to his death? Because that could have been something to say, hey, I'm happy about that. I don't want to leave now, even if he may have had suicidal thoughts. Maybe that could have been the one thing that would have made him stay, knowing that he had a baby on the way. We don't know. But all we can do is wait for a thorough investigation to see what happens. But his family is starting to speak out and say that they don't believe that he unalived himself. So y'all can sound off on that, okay? Mm-hmm. Oh, hold on. You said she told me that she knew he was after his mom. Okay. All right. So let's get into this. A man is convicted of unaliving. Let's go ahead and get it up so y'all can see with me. Now, his reaction to the verdict, I want you guys to see this. His reaction to the verdict, like he didn't know this shit was going to happen. This is the dumbest shit ever. Like, how do you literally throw your life away over something like this? So a man is convicted of unaliving after fatally beating a social worker, okay, who accidentally knocked on his door. So she, I guess, went to the wrong door and made a mistake of knocking on this man's door, and he went berserk on her, okay, and unalived her. So a man named Hassan Jenkins was recently convicted after a brutal assault that took the life of a social worker, Maria Cotto. Now, on May 14th of 2024, Cotto, age 56, was performing a routine site visit in an apartment building in, Peekskill, New York, where when she accidentally knocked on Jenkins' door. Now, according to prosecutors, Jenkins opened the door and immediately struck Cotto in the face, chasing her into a neighbor's apartment with a heavy boot, repeatedly kicking her head. That's a lot. She suffered a brain bleed, swelling, and multiple facial fractures, and wound up being unalive 5 weeks later. Now, at the trial, juries found him guilty of second-degree unaliving, first-degree manslaughter, robbery, burglary, and weapon possession. He is slated to be sentenced in December 2025. That's next month. Said that this tragic case reminds us how quickly life can change and how vulnerable those helping others are. It says that make sure that you're always alert and safe out there. Absolutely. So let's go ahead and look at this, because he's looking back at his family like, can you believe they're giving me this time? Sir, the woman made a mistake and knocked on the wrong door. So I'm trying to figure out what is it that triggered him to the point to where he decided to jump on this caseworker like this and do what he did, because that's a lot for you to do this to a woman, just period. Forget the case, forget the point that she's a caseworker. Just a woman, period. You have this much anger and heat for a woman? Sir, let's get into it. Shout out to G Money.
Your first person, four-person, how say you?
Okay, hold on. Let's get it back up. All right, we got it. Let's reshare. Some of these videos you have to refresh. All right, y'all ready? It's coming back up, and let's.
Four-person, how say you? As to count one, murder in the second degree, intentional murder, what is your verdict? Not guilty or guilty?
Not guilty.
For count number two, manslaughter in the first degree for intent, what is your verdict? Not guilty or guilty?
Guilty.
For count number four, murder in the second degree, felony murder, what is your verdict? Not guilty or guilty?
Guilty.
For count number five, burglary in the first degree for intent, what is your verdict? Not guilty or guilty?
Guilty.
For count number six, criminal possession of a weapon in the third degree, what is your verdict? Not guilty or guilty?
Guilty.
For count seven, robbery in the first degree for intent, what is your verdict? Guilty, not guilty or guilty?
Guilty.
Is this a verdict unanimous?
Yes.
Yes. Now that the jury has rendered their verdict, I am going to set this matter for sentencing before this court on Thursday, December 11th.
Through your first person.
He looking back like he thought he was seriously going to get like probation or something, like he was going home. Sir, do you not realize you jumped on this woman because she knocked on the wrong door and went berserk on her? And when you hear guilty, he's looking like, guilty? Is he on drugs or something? And then looking back at his family, can y'all believe this? Can y'all believe this shit? Can y'all believe what y'all hearing? Because when he heard the first one, where it said not guilty, he was like, yes, like, okay, I'm about to beat this. And then the second one that came in that said guilty, he's looking all crazy, like, oh my God, like this is really about to happen. Sir, you unalive somebody with your hands and feet, because it said boot too. This fucker is crazy. Oh my God, okay? Over a wrong door knock, okay? We hear a lot about this now. This is starting to happen a lot, where people are knocking on people's doors, wrong door. We heard a lot about people unaliving someone for knocking on their door about being in the wrong house. We heard a police officer saying, oh, I went into the wrong place, or this, I thought I was at one place and at another place and unalived somebody. I remember that whole case. Be very much so aware, okay? Be aware. Just because somebody knock on your door does not mean that they're on some BS. But be aware, be alert as well. But don't just start snapping off and start punching and going off on somebody, because maybe they didn't mean to knock on your door. Maybe they were lost and thought, hey, it was this house, but it's really this house. Like, damn, see what a person is there for. You could say, I'm sorry, this is the wrong door, and then point them to the right direction. Don't just open the door and start swinging off on a person. And then you're sitting there looking surprised because your ass is about to spend probably the rest of your life in prison. Like, sir. All right, let's get to the next topic. Oh my God. Let's get into this Tory Lane news. We got a little update on him. We ain't gonna stay on this long because I'm ready to get to the end of my show. According to It's On Site, Tory Lane's appeal targeted vulnerable victim finding, argues that Megan Thee Stallion had time to run or duck, while court said that his post-pow-powing behavior made things work. So was this your defense in court? This is probably why you lost your appeal, if that's what you said in court. Well, she had time to duck and run when I pow-powed at her, Your Honor. Really? Oh my God, let's read. So Megan Cuniff, all right, broke down how Tory Lanez did not challenge the judge, calling his post-powwowing behavior a major aggravating factor, but he did challenge the vulnerable victim finding for Megan Thee Stallion. Now, in the appeal, because you guys know he did appeal his case with Megan Thee Stallion, his team argues that Megan was not actually vulnerable because she said that she saw him reach towards the center console and believed that there might be an armed individual in the vehicle, meaning she supposedly had time to run or duck. That was your defense. Gotcha. Says that the court said that prosecutors had already proven beyond a reasonable doubt that she was vulnerable under the rule. So this is why you lost your appeal, and you have to now serve that 10-year sentence. All right. He was originally sentenced to the 10 years, as you guys know. He did appeal that, and that's all you came up with while you were sitting in jail. You should have been reading some books instead of doing another album to come up with a better defense for your appeal so that your ass wouldn't be still sitting up in jail. Okay? That's the dumbest shit ever. Well, she had time to run and duck, Your Honor. First, you say you didn't do it. What she got to run and duck for if you didn't pow her? See? I ain't even no attorney. Damn. So this is what it is, child. This is, y'all can go read this at your leisure, okay? But that's what he had to say, child. She had time to run and duck, Your Honor. Had she ran and ducked when she saw me reaching for the console, then maybe she wouldn't have been hit. That's your defense. He's right where he needs to be, all right? Seriously, serve every single day of those 10 years because that's the dumbest shit ever. All right? But that is why he is still in jail, you guys. For those of you that's been saying free Tory, that is why Tory is not free, because of that. Okay? Yeah. Let's get into the next topic. For those of you that go to the doctor now, it's given that you got to kind of look around. So for those of you that be stealing supplies when you go to the doctor in the drawer, stealing cotton balls and gloves and shit. Some of y'all be doing that. I do not, but some of y'all do. When you go to the doctor and you're waiting on the doctor to come in, you get to looking around, snooping and going through shit, putting gloves in your pocketbook and cotton balls and all kind of shit that you don't have at home that you feel like you need. Okay. Well, you might want to be looking for some cameras or hidden cameras because we're starting to see a lot of pedo doctors out here now. This Illinois chiropractor is accused of secretly filming over 100 patients, including children. Yeah, you heard me right. Okay, let's get into this.
Of secretly recording over 100 of his patients inside his office, many of them undressing. Investigators claim he recorded mostly women and even children. And the question for them now, are there more victims? NBC5's JC Navarrete on the story live in Batavia with the investigation. JC.
Stefan, good evening. Disturbing is the perfect way to put it. Just an awful story here to really be reporting on. And officials are pulling out the call here, asking for anybody that thinks they may have been a victim to come forward. Now, it turns out officials tell me these recordings could date back as far as 10 years ago.
This is an individual who was attempting to hide his actions.
An unsettling secret allegedly hidden inside the walls of a Batavia chiropractor's office. The man at the center of the investigation, 43-year-old David Hansen, accused of secretly recording patients as they undressed.
So this is an individual who knew he was doing wrong, who knew what he could do to hide it. And that's not a person we want in our community.
Hansen now facing multiple felony counts, including producing and possessing child pornography and recording minors without their consent. Investigators say they found hidden cameras throughout his office, including inside a red light therapy room. On his website, Hansen promoted red light therapy for a health boost, claiming it could improve skin, mental clarity, and inflammation support. Investigators now say that same room was used to record more than 180 of his patients, mostly women and children.
A person like this who has no apparent remorse about affecting the people he's supposed to be helping as a chiropractor is not somebody that can, in my opinion, be in our community.
Since his arrest, Hansen's practice is now listed as permanently closed online. Neighbors tell me they're stunned. One former patient who did not want to go on camera says she was told to remove her bra for a spinal scan, something she'd never been asked to do at other clinics.
We need to help the victims in this case. We need to help our community heal with answers and then ultimately seek what's right in this, which is a prison sentence to keep everyone safe.
Now, prosecutors here argued that Hansen is a danger to the community Turns out the judge agreed. He's been denied bond. His next hearing is on November 10th. And Stefan, all of this got started with a tip online. I'll send things back to you.
JC Navarrete on the story in Batavia tonight. JC, thanks so much.
All right, so you better be looking around, okay? Because people are very smart now. And two, there are a lot of devices out there, camera devices as well, where you can hide things. Very small camera devices that you can purchase. It could be a pen, just laying on a counter that you just think is just a regular ink pen, but it's really a camera. So you got to really be aware. Ventilation. A lot of times they hide things in ventilation where, you know, you're up there undressing and the whole time it's recording you. Bathrooms as well. If you're doing public bathrooms, a lot of times people will hide things in public bathrooms as well. So you got to be looking around. For a person like me, I told you I'm so observant when I go places. I'm looking around. I'm, you know, I don't know why I'm that way. I'm just that way. But yeah, you got to, 9 times out of 10, you just got to be on your shit when you out, because you don't know when someone is doing some illegal activities such as that. You wouldn't expect your doctor to be doing that as well, to be on some peeping Tom bullshit. Okay. So be on the lookout. And for him to be a chiropractor, a lot of this stuff they were asking, I saw in here, somebody said they've been to the chiropractor, they've never been asked to remove their clothing. I mean, unless you got to do like an x-ray or something like that, you should not be removing your clothes. Anything that a chiropractor is doing should be done with your clothes on. All right. They can press down and adjust you and all of that with your clothes on. You ain't got to be laying up there butt naked to be adjusted. Since when? But yeah, let's move along. All right, let's get into some relationship stuff. Y'all know we like to talk about that. For those of you who do I need to put up my trigger warning? Probably not for this. No. Let's see. All right, let's get into this. Yeah, you ain't got to be butt naked to be adjusted, baby. All right, in there with your leg all right, lift your leg, and you up there with no damn drawers on. Why? Okay, you ain't got to do all that, child. You ain't got to do all that. All right, and they flipping you over till you flip over on your stomach, and you laying in there, child, just booty cheeks all out. Just, you ain't got to do that to be adjusted. So if your chiropractor is asking you to do that, no. You should not be undressed unless you're getting a pap smear, or unless you got to go in there, like I said, and be x-rayed. Then, you know, certain things you do have to remove. If you wear, like women, if you have underwire in your bra, of course you got to remove your bra for a situation like that. Or if you're going to get scan, get your booby scan and stuff like that, of course you got to remove your top, and so that they can press down and all the stuff that they do. But other than that, you should not be getting undressed at your doctor's office. That's weird. But let's get into this. All right, so the sis who has been married for a long time says that women should never sleep with panties and PJs on. Okay, do y'all agree? Now I do agree with panties. You should not really sleep with panties, because your body, women, our bodies have to breathe. All right, our bodies do have to breathe all day long. You're walking around with the panties on, and that is to protect the down there area. Okay, so things don't fly up in there and your hoo-ha and all of that. Okay, a lot of times women wear liners if that's what you choose to do. But when you get home and you take a shower and you're winding down for the day or night, if you want to wear pajamas, you can, but pajamas with underwear too, probably not. That's a lot. You got to allow your hoo-ha to breathe. When you wonder why you kind of catching things down there, or your body, your pH balance is kind of being thrown off, a lot of times it's because you got too much shit going on down there. All right, you wear to like tight clothes. If you wear a lot of that, that's not good. All right, so when you get home, wind down, take some of that shit off, especially if you got a man. You're wearing all that shit for in the bed anyway, okay? Put on you some light pajamas, okay? Grandma and them back in the day, when grandma had on her gown, grandma ain't have no drawers on. How you think you got here? With them ruffle gowns that grandma had on, grandma ain't wearing no drawers under there. And y'all know grandma drawers came up to here. She didn't have that shit on when she went to bed with granddaddy. So what y'all got it on for, right? So let's get into what this woman had to say, because I agree, all right?
You see, I've been married for 36 years, successfully married for 36 years. And I learned certain things. Too many married women go to bed wearing pajamas, nighties, underwear. I never understand that. What are you scared of? No married woman should ever go to bed in panties. At night is when your gets the powers, where the elements all gather up and enter it. You see, I've been married for 36 years, successfully. When you wake up in the morning, you are empowered. You're cutting your blessings if you go to sleep with underwear. So from now on, every married woman should go to bed without underwear and watch what happens the next day. Ask your husband whether his girlfriend wears underwear. Anyway, you can take it or leave it. Either way, it's the truth. When you wake up in the morning,
The wink for me.
you are empowered.
Women,
You're
y'all
catching
get
your
that?
blessing. Being married for
Ask
36 years.
your husband's girlfriend if she wear underwear. I said, that's a read right there. Who out here got a husband and a girlfriend on side? What is that? But yeah, women, on a serious note, you should not be wearing underwear to bed. Okay, you really should not be wearing underwear. Now, I did read somewhere, and Dr. Jackie said it too, where you said you don't supposed to put soap down there. I mean, there are certain things that women are supposed to wash with. I said, hey, we got a whole aisle of shit that we use. Okay. Summer's Eve, honey, you can get that Summer's Eve, put it on your rag and put it down there and wash. But a lot of soapy shit you should not put because you can't throw your pH balance off. So watch what you do put down there. But as far as wearing a lot of garments to bed, that's not needed, especially if you have a man. I mean, skin to skin is the shit when you're going to sleep. I'm just saying. For those of you that don't have that, luxury, okay. But you want to let your body breathe. It's not so much of trying to do some extra freaky shit. It's for your body's sake, women, not to have on so much shit down there where your body can't breathe. I don't like to be hot at night, for one. Okay, I wear very light pajamas. You don't need drawers on at night because you ain't where you going. Now, some people like to sleep in the nude. That's fine as well. Whatever makes you comfortable. But for a woman, you got to strip down some of that stuff, okay? Strip down some of that stuff, including underwear. It's really not good to wear underwear to bed. Let your body breathe, okay? And sometimes, yeah, it can be a bonus if you do have a significant other that's laying beside you. I mean, shit, they call it easy access. Great for you. But women, we should not be wearing drawers to bed. Take that shit off. Take your shower, honey. Put on your little light pajamas and put them drawers in the drawer because you don't need them when you're going to bed. Put drawers on when you get up in the morning. All right. Somebody said Dove sensitive. Yeah. Women, y'all can drop in their Vagisil. Yeah. Put all that shit in there to show you. Help some women because you got some women in here who don't know how to take care of the hoo-ha or how to take care of themselves. Drop in there in the chat, women. Educate some women in here. All right. Educate some women in here in terms of what you guys use to keep your hoo-ha intact. All right. Because a lot of women were not raised and are taught how to take care of their bodies. Drawers, yeah, we say drawers. Panties, okay, panty shit, okay. But y'all know drawers. The hood lingo is drawers. Take them damn drawers off and put your little pajamas. I wear silk pajamas to bed. So I don't need drawers under my silk pajamas because the little part that you put on, the little shorts, it kind of acts as drawers. So why you need double drawers on to go to bed? I just never understood that shit. So I already knew this, but yeah, educate the women. Dove sensitive. Let them know. Okay, shit. Keep yourself straight down there and shave down there, women. Let me educate y'all a little bit, shit, because we got some women in here. Shave down there. It's too, yeah, okay. You have ingrown hairs and all that. If you ain't shaving down there, I don't know what you're doing with your life. Shave, and you're not doing that shit for your man. You're doing that for you. All that hair and shit down there, shave on your arms too. That gives you body odor. You want to keep that area free and clear, honey, so the air can flow freely. So cut that hair. Why is butt week down there? Okay. If you can put 3 braids down there, it's too much going on. You down there with the blue magic, putting the blue magic in a couple braids down there. You down there on this shit here. You shouldn't be braiding no pubic hairs. If you doing that shit, I don't know. But get that shit from down there, all right? And get them drawers off and go to bed and relax out here. All right, so let's move on. That's the part of the show I know y'all enjoy. Y'all love when I talk like that, don't you? Y'all do. You do. All right, moving right along. We getting down to the coup de grace. How many more topics I got? Let's see. We about to get into reality TV talk. All right, after this topic here. Yeah. All right. Y'all so crazy. Y'all love nasty talk. Some of y'all in here so damn nasty. Y'all love when I go there. Y'all be like, yes, this is the part of the show I've been waiting for, Lord. Y'all can't wait. Y'all get to sipping y'all drink. Y'all be like, this why I came here right here. Caramel shit. We been waiting on you to get into that. Talking about no drawers on that. Y'all love that shit. Y'all so damn nasty. But it's cool. Kids in school, we grown. All right. I love to talk that way to you. All right. Let's get into some ice cream combos. Yeah, y'all be putting blue magic and shit down there trying to make yourself have good hair down there. You know these shit be nappy. Y'all there putting blue magic and all that with the brush and the comb and all that, trying to make yourself have good hair down there. Make your hair lay down. No, just cut that shit off. Okay? Give it a nice little tight fade down there and get that shit from down there. All right? You be having all that anyway. Can't even put your drawers on good because you got all that damn hair down there. But anyway, thank your ice cream combos. Kim Coles, all right. Kim Coles reveals the shady shenanigans behind tabloid sources and insiders. And we haven't really heard much from Kim Coles. She kind of stays out of the limelight. All right, y'all remember her from We Need a Jam Session? Say no more. We'll get to it. All right. Y'all remember her, honey. I love her from the show with Khadijah and them. All right, Living Single. I used to watch. I still watch it sometimes if I feel like it. But I love her. Y'all know this was not Regine Child. What was her name on here? Sinclair. Okay, this was Sinclair over there on the show. But let's get into her because I do like her. All right.
This is the story I was not going to tell, but I'll tell. I was in we used to call them the rags. I was in one of the rags. A story that was completely untrue, but it was fabricated that this was happening and this was happening, and the details aren't such. And I had the great joy or privilege to interview a major player in this. I don't want to say names, so I don't want to get sued. A major player, because I did a talk show from Chicago, and I asked him, why I could prove each one of those things in the paper that was not true. And he said, how do you get away with this and don't get sued all the time? He said, well, we do get sued. But the truth is, we don't say that it's true. We say that it's true that someone told us this. So that's why you see an insider says, someone close to the star says, someone close to the production says, we just say that it's true that someone told us this thing. And I later found, this is the story I was not going to tell, but I'll tell. Found out that that's how there are people who get paid. Like, just do me a favor. Just say this. Tell me this is what you saw on set. Great. Read that. Great. You told me that. Great. It's been told. Now we can print it. So it is really, it is quite an industry.
You will talk about shady.
That could have ruined my life because that thing that you printed was not true. So, but someone told us that it was. I was like, oh, wow.
She looking at her like, yeah. All right.
Found out that that's how there are people who get paid. Like, just do me.
So Kim Coles just spilled some serious tea about the shady shenanigans behind tabloid sources. All right, so the Living Single star shared how one false story almost ruined her life and why you should always question what you read online. So yeah, a lot of that stuff that is printed in the tabloids don't be true. All right, like the National Enquirer, a lot of that should be fake news. All right, fake as hell. So you got to kind of dig a little bit and to see what's really going on with your favorite celebrities out there. And a lot of them, they do go through stories being printed about them that's not authentic or not true stories, okay? And it can ruin their careers. So shout out to her for speaking out and exposing that, okay? Move right along. Give her a little shine, honey. All right, let's get into some reality TV news. Let's see, yeah, so we only got 3 more topics and then we out of here. We out of here. Hallelujah. And I'm half a day today, God. Because I got shit to do, Lord. Yes, God. I'm gonna hurry up and wrap my shit up and we out of here. All right, let's get into this Bell Collective news. They put a new clip out here. We're gonna look at it. Glendale, his country ass. Okay, the fake Bootsy, the Timu Bootsy. Let's talk about him. And Letitia, why she put up with his bullshit, I just don't know. Girl, I said, if you don't get your triple bacon whopper eating ass somewhere down there and go file for divorce and get the fuck away from Glendale, because Glendale is for the streets, honey. You got him from the streets. Return him to the streets. He is never going to respect you. He is on national television for another season, embarrassing the fuck out of you. All right, and you on here crying and carrying on. Girl, let's get into Glendale. All right.
Very disappointed in Glenn. Where is the effort?
Trying to get my marriage back on solid ground. I'm planning this recommitment ceremony next Friday. I need you to clear the whole day.
Don't invite the friend group. I see Glenn is trying. I don't even know if I'm going to show up to this half-ass recommitment.
If my wife doesn't show up, I will be heartbroken.
What the hell is going on right now?
Your call has been forwarded to voicemail.
Bell Collective season finale, Friday, 8/7 Central.
I'm very
You guys know that Bell Collective only got 8 episodes this season. Carlos, what the helly? Let me use their line. What the helly? Why only 8 episodes? Because at one point, y'all know he was pushing this show. I remember they had at least 11 to 12 episodes. This show used to be longer than this. They literally just came back. We literally just said, okay, guys, Bell Collective will be back on our TV screens and da-da-da-da. And now they're not going to be on the show. As you guys also know, they are also in the middle of a lawsuit from, and I told you guys about this again. Shout out to Hannah Grace. Let's give her props on that because she did bring that to the YouTube streets. But Carlos King's name is named in said lawsuit. Kingdom Reigns Entertainment is named in there. On Oprah Winfrey Network, all of that, child. They are engulfed in this damn lawsuit, and Letitia Pearson is named in there as well. As Selena Johnson, that's also on this show, for stealing taglines and storylines from this woman who was going to be on the show that decided that she didn't want to be on the show. Okay, so again, if y'all want to hear about that lawsuit in its entirety, to see the court documents, all of that, y'all can go look at Hannah Grace after my show, of course, to get the full story on that. But I feel like this show has been very lackluster this season. I feel like they've been really that's a reach, girl. I feel like they've been reaching this season. I feel like this is repetitive storyline between Letitia and Glenn. Okay, because I feel like the nigga still been cheating. I feel like Letitia be lying about what it is that she does. Okay, I really do. I really feel like she don't have shit going on in her life, which is why they keep repeating this whole Glenn is cheating, Glenn is cheating, Glenn is cheating. Girl, you knew Glenn was cheating. You knew Glenn was for the streets. You know Glenn be doing the shit, and y'all keep bringing this shit every single season. All right, but the simple fact that they only got 8 episodes is wild. Something is going on with Kingdom Reigns Entertainment. I don't know what it is. Something's going on with Kingdom Reigns Entertainment. We're gonna have to keep digging and find out. But so yeah, this is the season. They're at the season finale already. Let's play it one more time. So the season finale, they're gonna be showing Glenn trying to save his marriage once again after he done went out and cheated and almost had an almost baby. Okay, when they did a DNA test to find out that the child was not his, which says that you were sleeping around unprotected on your wife. All right, but let's get into this one more again.
Disappointing, Glenn. Where is the effort?
Where's the effort in your stylist? That's the real question. But let's continue.
Trying to get my marriage back on solid ground. I'm planning this recommitment ceremony next Friday. I need you to clear the whole day.
Don't invite the friend group.
I see Glenn is trying.
I don't even know if I'm going to show up to this.
Glenn looked like he coming to a funeral. That's what he looked like.
This half-ass recommitment.
If my wife doesn't show up, I would be heartbroken.
What the hell is going on right now?
Your call has been forwarded to voicemail.
Bell Collective season finale, Friday, 8/7 Central.
All right, so for those of you that are watching Bell Collective, that is what's going to be going on the season finale coming up, tomorrow? Okay, tomorrow. What today? It comes on today, 8/7 Central on. All right, get on over there and check it out because this is the last episode. Let's get into. Let me do that. Let's get into some Kimmy news. All right, we haven't talked about Kimmy probably like a week or so now. Let's get into that. She is now sharing her cancer situation and what she went through. Again, I keep saying, I really wish that she would have used this as her storyline on the show to help women who were dealing with the same thing. Baby, this could have been your storyline. You could have been the savior of this situation, the spokesperson, Kimmy. This could have been good for you, being that you went through this. And then a lot of people will question, was she really sick? Because of how she was kind of moving in this situation. I really, really wish that she would have used that versus the whole libido storyline and the not getting enough SDX in bed and, that type of shit. That pissed me off that you allowed Maurice to play in your face versus, because you're educated. Kimmy's an educated woman. You a whole nurse out here. You got your real estate license. Like, she's a businesswoman outside of Love and Marriage Huntsville. So the fact that you would allow Maurice, who's a whole nutball from Nutbush, to put you or perpetuate this bullshit of you using him as your storyline to make him your focal point, which you should have been using your cancer battle. Okay, I mean, he already fucked your hair up on the show, and they're trying to show everybody he can cut hair, and he fucked your hair up in the back. I ain't like that. Okay. But let's get into it. So it said, many hugs and sloppy kisses to those who found space to love on me when you didn't have to. She said, you didn't know me, but you cared. Thank you. All right. So it said that if you didn't catch it, take 30 minutes to support Sister Network. So shout out to her, Sisters in Survivorship Podcast. That's who's interviewing Kimmy. Like, share, subscribe, all that. So Kimmy is now talking about who was there for her and what she went through during her cancer battle. It's weird to me that she's saying that all of her friends were more supportive. Again, I didn't hear you kind of go into more detail about Maurice being the supportive person that he should have been. Y'all know Maurice likes to go out. She talked about that in her interview with Carlos King about how Maurice still likes to go out and hang with the homies. Even when she was dealing with her cancer situation and chemo, all of that, he was still going out, hanging out late at night. and kind of letting her just kind of fend for herself, or her son would come over and make sure she had the things that she need. She was still expected to get up and cook, clean, and all the things that a wife has to do during the time that she was sick, which I thought was very, very fucking selfish, because it's nothing for you to go in there and cook, say, hey, baby, I got it. You go lay down. If you're on chemo, obviously you're weak and you need rest. So you go in there and take the trash out. You go wipe the counters down. You clean out the refrigerator. You take something out and cook for dinner, or order out and make sure that this woman is well taken care of. She should not have to get a support dog to feel supported. When you are her husband, that's your job. She shouldn't have to reach out and have her friends come over and do things. We saw Melody bringing food to her to make sure that she was taken care of during that time, only for Kimmy to turn around and give Melody her ass to kiss. I didn't like that, okay? That shows who your friends really are, all right? But let's go ahead and get into this. All right, we're gonna go ahead and play a shout out to Kimmy because that's what we're watching. Boom.
That almost made me cry. I would hate that for somebody. The woman who doesn't have that level of support, family and friends, who's navigating such a difficult time. That is like one of the biggest things that help pull me through. My husband, my family, my friends. Sometimes you have good days. On my bad days, I would have friends to come over. By the time they left, I was a different person. Friends raise your spirits. The people that reached out to me via fanship was unbelievable. They don't know how many days they actually pulled me through. For people who don't have that, my gosh, call me, DM me, let me talk to you on an email. Anything that I could do to help a person in that space. You know, it can be a mini sister network affiliate down there in Huntsville now. Right.
Y'all know what's so weird to me? And she mentioned this on the show, and I wish I would have pulled the clip. Okay. Where Kimmy was saying that during the time that because y'all know she and Tisha are sister-in-laws, she was saying that she hadn't even heard from Tisha until it was about time to be filming. So that shows just how much they actually hang together, or because Tisha, like, she was very surprised to find out that Kimmy was going through that. But on the show, it sounded like, you know, the way Tisha was expecting Kimmy to kind of be there for her, like they talk about everything, like they have this sisterhood. Because y'all remember Kimmy said on the show that if she and Tisha were not sister-in-laws, that she wouldn't even fool with her or hang out with her like that. So it's kind of giving that maybe a lot of this is for TV. I don't know. But Kimmy does have her friends outside of the show, outside of the cast of the show. And that's good. It's always good to have a good support system. But to me, I feel like support should definitely begin at home. And I feel like Kimmy continuously feels the need to reach out to her friends outside of, in order to bring that support into her home. And fans, she said her fans, okay, she called it fanship, people that, you know, see her on the show and that like her and you know, DM her and all of that. That is what she kind of rely on in order to kind of help her get through the things that she's going through, when that should first come from the person that you said I do to. Okay, it shows the breakdown in your marriage to Maurice, and I'm not trying to tear him down, but I'm just saying, Maurice, you're gonna have to step it up. Y'all been married for quite some time now. You're gonna have to step it up, and maybe he doesn't know how to be the man that he needs to be to her, because they said that he did not grow up with their father in the home, so maybe he wasn't shown how to be a man. Maurice's mind is on going out drinking, partying, getting DUIs, and hanging out with the homies. Your wife should not have to just go to bed at night and not know when the fuck you coming home at night, sir, when she's dealing with emotional situations and dealing with cancer. Okay? Seriously. I feel like he's a little selfish in that aspect, but I'm happy that she was able to get through whatever she was dealing with in that aspect. But I feel like the person who really should be there for her the most, to where she doesn't feel like she needs to reach out to someone else other than her biggest support system, which should be her husband and not a fucking dog, even though he does have dog tendencies. But yeah, all right. But because he do been out in credit one, honey. That's what Shan said. Okay. That's what Shan said. I ain't saying Shan said he'd be there, the doorkeeper at door credit one when Meek be flapping back there in the conference room. That's what they told me. Allegedly, that's what Shan said. Shan said Meek was flapping back there in the room and Maurice was up front guarding the door. Okay, but let's get into this deleted scene. This is our last and final. Okay. My mods did tell me that we need a jam session, so let's go ahead and get it. We'll go ahead and get our jam session in since we didn't do it yet. All right, jam session. All right, boom. I need a break anyway. Y'all go ahead and tap on that like for me, please. like that, didn't you? All right, let's get into this deleted scene. All right, I wanted to show this the other day, but I said I'll wait. Thank God I did, because that gave me one more topic to play for you guys today. All right, this is our last topic, and then we're gonna let you guys go because I gotta go too. All right, so Love and Marriage Huntsville deleted scene. Now you guys kind of already know what's happening in this scene. This is the scene where it was brought to everyone's attention that Black was closed during that time. Shout out to because this is where we're watching from. Y'all remember Black was actually closed due to, they were saying that they rented some furniture and they didn't pay the taxes on it. I thought it was bullshit because everybody's eyebrows went like this. Nell and Kristen was like, girl, we've been in business for how long? And I ain't never heard no shit like that. Even Melody was like, yeah, that sounds like some bullshit. But Tisha and Marceau, y'all, they're in this scene and they're saying that, you know, as you guys can see, they got plastic and shit all over the furniture. Because they're kind of used to plastic on the furniture. We've seen that. Yeah, so let's get into it. So
I understand. I just want to let you know that what you're doing is great. What you have done is great. And you have people that's contacting us all the time about putting a Black in different cities. Bring a Black here, bring a Black here. And even just from the other businesses in the Huntsville community, they've seen what you've done here and they've increased their business. Now, when you walk into Black-owned businesses, clubs, and entertainment areas here in Huntsville, you can see the difference that was made since you put Black here. I just want you to stay on this path and just know that it's bigger. It's bigger than you. And what you're doing is good. So I don't want you to get discouraged about all of this.
See, here's the thing. All right.
Marceau listens to respond. Can y'all tell? Can y'all tell? Anytime Tisha's talking about something, Marceau listens to respond. He can't wait for Tisha to shut the fuck up so he can jump in and give you this long dissertation. He always gonna give you the long answer, okay? He ain't heard shit Tisha said because he was already forming in his mind what he wanted to say, okay? That's what I get from this.
We go through life and we go through life and growing up poor and growing up without, your main obstacle is to never be in this area.
Right.
And your main obstacle is to get to the point where you're growing and can provide for your family. And then you say, you know what, I want to be better, right? The challenge, what I'm realizing now, is that I never considered that there's a real opposition. It's like, I mean, I hear what you're saying, but it's like you're being born underwater, and you're trying to swim up and swim up. Never did you even think that someone's actually holding your feet.
Down.
The 16 by 20 was less than 15.
How's somebody holding you down when you ain't taking care of your business? Like, why are we blaming other people for shit that you're not doing? That's weird, right? How did that become someone else's problem when you're not handling your own issue? This is not the people's problem. Like, let's continue.
Some big projects and
sound good.
Time to have some fun.
Let's back it up. Let's back it up. It sound good. All right, one more again.
You're having like intimate situations, and they go crazy for that reason. And I understand.
I just want to let you know that what you're doing is great. What you have done is great, and you have people that's contacting us all the time about putting a Black in different cities. Bring a Black here, bring a Black here.
Let's stop it there. If you cannot handle Black being in one city, if you're having the issues where it's being shut down right there, I'm gonna be honest with you, it makes no sense to expand. You gotta master where you're at right now in terms of business before you can expand anywhere else, because it's gonna be a whole fucking mess. If you can't manage to have one place open, y'all got shit all, y'all constantly being shut down for whatever reason. I don't know. I don't really care. But at the end of the day, it makes no sense to expand, because I know at one point they were saying they wanted to get another one in like Atlanta, and that's great to expand your business, but you got to make sure you got your shit together business wise. All right. I know I've been hearing they've been having a lot of issues with the church that's near Black, because they don't want people parking and stuff over there, leaving stuff in the the parking lot, and beer bottles and all of that, the noise and all of that. They've been getting hell for that. And then behind Black, I'm hearing it's like a Kroger and all of that, and then it's a residential neighborhood where people are also complaining as well. It's a lot of shit going on with that. I'm gonna tell y'all what the real problem in this situation is, and the problem is right here in this damn picture on my screen. Okay, it's none other than Marceau Scott. Marceau thinks that he knows every fucking thing, okay? Marceau thinks that he knows everything and don't know shit. The majority of the stuff that's going on between him and Tisha and their business and all that shit comes from Marceau making decisions, thinking he's a fucking know-it-all, and then he get them in legal issues and situations that they should not be in because he think he fucking know-it-all. I really believe that. I really believe that. Do I feel like he's 100% working when he's down there at Black or at Schultz down at the office? Hell no. I feel like he be on the computer doing some shit he shouldn't be doing, but I also feel like he is not a great support system when it comes to Tisha, and a lot of that shit fall on her to have to figure out and do. We just saw in the other scene where she says, I have a lot on me. I don't really have the help that I need. Now, I can go back to it if I need to. Okay? Because people always like to say, that ain't true. And we know her loudmouth ass mama gonna come out and say some shit behind this, and I'm sitting here playing the whole fucking clip. I'm not worried about it, okay? Because I'm going to always show a receipt to back up what I have to say. But in this situation, I feel like the majority of the issues within Tisha and Marceau's business stuff that's going on, a lot of that has to do with Marceau mismanaging and feeling like he knows how to do shit. Why is it that your name has to be as CEO when you don't know what the fuck you're doing? Of course, we know everything is in Tisha's name, maybe because her credit is better or whatever, all right? Nevertheless, they are married, but I feel like Marceau needs to stop having this complex of thinking that he is the messiah of every situation and know it all because he's the man. Y'all know he has. I don't know how they were raised, but from what I've seen, it gives that a woman really don't much have a voice, that because he's the man, that he just automatically knows everything and that he just makes all of the decisions, and that Tisha has to be quiet and take a back seat to whatever it is that he feels is right, even though she has the book knowledge, because from what I can see, Tisha is, book knowledge. She comes off as being smart. She has many degrees. Okay. And I feel like Marceau, maybe he could be a little intimidated by that. So he uses the fact that, well, I'm the man of the house, and he uses that as a means to, I guess, I don't want to use the word bully, but what word do I want to use? I don't want to say bully because that's such a strong word. Manipulate his way into getting his way in certain situations. Okay. And it continuously puts them in situations they should be able to avoid. All right. I mean, I ain't listening to no motherfucker who's on his hands and knees, getting shit done in private rooms in Black. That's what the people say. Now, I don't know. But at the end of the day, let's continue.
And even just from the other businesses in the Huntsville community, they've seen what you've done here and they've increased their business. Now, when you walk into Black-owned businesses, clubs, and entertainment areas here in Huntsville, you can see the difference that was made since you put Black here. I just want you to stay on this path and just know that it's bigger. It's bigger than you. And what you're doing.
But Tisha, you just said the other day you doing all the work. And so now she's bigging him up in this scene like, oh my God, you're doing all the work. I just want to, and it's great. It's great to uplift your husband and make him feel like, and I think that Tisha does this, that she coddles him emotionally to make him feel that he's just the messiah, that he's this person, this upstanding husband and everything that she thought that he would be. Marceau, you fucked up a lot. Okay. I feel like you're the cause of Zen Garden. The lawsuit that you guys were in Zen Garden, you were in that, and Tisha got drugged into that bullshit because you were, once again, a fucking know-it-all. I feel like if he shut up sometimes and listened to the advice of his wife, who he is in business with, hell, you didn't want her to be at the fucking business that she owns 80-something% of, that we heard. I feel like if Marceau shut his damn mouth just a little bit and listen versus listening to respond, a lot of the issues that they have, they will not have, okay? It's just something seems a little off here with them. And I keep saying that. People get mad with me when I say it, but it's my opinion and I'm entitled to that. Okay. Just like everyone else is. But something it just gives off when it comes to them. The communication definitely is off. But let's
it's good. So I don't want you to get discouraged about all of this.
See, here's the thing.
See how he cut her off while she's talking, trying to wrap up what she's saying? Like, shut the fuck up and let her finish talking and wrap up what she got to say. Then you say, because he ain't heard nothing she said. He gave her no eye contact. Did y'all see that? He's looking around her. I don't know what was going on at the door. I don't know if production was throwing up gang signs. I don't know. But you couldn't give her eye contact to show her and reassure her that, yes, I'm listening and I hear you. Okay, you playing with your phone, you looking at the door, and she just going on and on about how great of a person you are and how much you're doing when you ain't doing shit.
All right. We grow through life, and we grow through life, and growing up poor and growing up without your main obstacle is to never be in this area.
Right.
And your main obstacle is to get to the point where you're growing and can provide for your family. And then you say, you know what, I want to be better, right? The challenge, what I'm realizing now, is that I never considered that there's a real opposition. It's like, I mean, I hear what you're saying, but it's like you're being born underwater, and you're trying to swim up and swim up. Never did you even think that someone's actually holding your feet.
Down.
Tisha, the person holding you down is you looking at him right there in your face, baby girl. All right. Tisha gets far away from Marceau, she will be a whole better person. And I don't want to see people break up. I know it's a black family child, but Tisha, that's where your problem is right there. The person that you staring at, that's your problem right there, girl. All right. Either he gonna get it together or get the fuck away from him. That's just on period, right? But that's all I got for you guys. That's all I got. I just had that one clip that I wanted to show you guys. Okay. Yeah, that's it. I was gonna go back and do some. Yeah, that's it. Because I gotta go. But thank you guys for being here. All how many of you? 547. Okay. Thank you all 547 for being here. Said why Tisha looking like that? She looks at him like she just really expects the most out of him. But Marceau is a whole hot ass mess. All right. And I think she should know that by now. They've been married 18 years. Girl, if you ain't seen that shit by now, I don't know what to tell you. I mean, you can only expect the most out of a person, and they're gonna keep showing you who they are. Like there ain't nothing else to show after that. Okay. Like, nigga, you done got them in several lawsuits because you think you know too much and you just don't. I mean, so the fuck, what if you got a builder's license? So what? You still don't know the business side of it because you still keep fucking up. And it costs money to go to court. But let's go ahead and get on out of here, child. I ain't got no more. They ain't about to give me no damn headache, child. If you like it, I guess I love it. Shit. I ain't got to live with it. Right. So what is he even talking? Y'all know he talk in circles, child. I don't know how she understand what the fuck he be talking about because Marceau be all over the place. But thank y'all so much for being here. My mods, Truth TV Podcast, Tower KBR, Sweet Essence, Scorpion Miss, and Rose Armstead. Thank you guys all for being here, doing an awesome job. Those are my mods. Thank you, Jonetta Speaks. Thank you, Simple Mom Family TV, Miss Didi, Shay P, JCD Creations, Shay Renee, if you're in the building, School Board, thanks for being here. If you're here, Queen Speaks TV. Did I miss any content creators? Y'all know what he's talking about. All right, if I did, thank you, content creators. Thank you, Caramelians, for being here as well. All right, yeah, he be talking in circles and don't be saying shit. All right, but that's all I have for you guys until our midday pop in. I will be back for that. You guys have a wonderful day. Please don't forget to like the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. All right, and comment on all the topics that we discussed in this video as well. All right, love you guys. See you guys. Happy Friday. Bye.
Even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, 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 yeah, go. Hustle hard, hustle every single day. I'll be making moves till I'm buried in my grave. To the system, I don't wanna be a slave. I've been doing shit my way, or the highway. And in the driveway is a nice range. Cause I grind through the climb, I invite pain. You'll never hear me, bitch, nah, I don't complain. Just gotta flip the switch and you can go and obtain anything you want, anything you need. Your mind's got the key ingredient, it's belief. They'll deceive with the negativity, but I just slide right by that energy. Even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, 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 go. You got a mind, but even that could change. You could flip the gray matter like some batter in your brain. That's why they say, fake it till you make it A. And if you play that game, then you just might make a change. Rearrange all the bad to okay. Take the worst thoughts saying, turn them to a game. Take the best thoughts saying, put them on display. On repeat in your brain till you're feeling no more pain. Never slow yourself down, you can do some more. Push past all the pain and you'll find a door. Open it up and finally explore everything that you thought you could never do before. And even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, go.